Hello, in this video I'm going to show you how to configure PromSQL AI from start to finish. PromSQL AI essentially is a Slack chatbot builder which allows you to build simple chatbots that you can add to your channels, as well as essentially share your documents and access information from your documents directly through chat. So I'm going to show you a few examples here. Let's start by how you actually share files and upload them into PromSQL AI. So to do that, you simply go to the messages section of the app, and essentially all you really need to do here is share a file just like you would if you were sending someone a message. So here I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to find where my file is. Here I'm going to be uploading an expense reimbursement policy document. And all I need to do is just simply do that and hit enter. Now this message has been sent, and very shortly we're going to receive a confirmation directly from Slack, from the PromSQL AI, telling you that your upload is complete. Now it takes a few seconds to actually process, and once it's processed, we're going to get a confirmation also that the file is processed and ready for use. So let's give it a few seconds and we should receive that message anytime now. All right, so we get a message that is indicating that our document is now ready for use. We can now immediately query that right from inside this messaging panel, or we can add it to a specific channel. Okay, I'll say what is required. What are required to use a vehicle in the performance of their agency duties for new PAT. Let me be more specific. So once again, I hit the question. Okay, now I receive a more detailed response. So here you can see that the answer is exactly the same answer that we see here: retain and carry driver's license, carry proof of insurance with a minimum of $1 million, ensure that the vehicle is in good working order at all times, and assume full responsibility. And you can go ahead and ask more questions like, what are the rates? These rates include taxes and good. So you can ask maybe questions about reimbursement of meal expenses. What is the reimbursement for meal policies like at New Pat, which is a company? And again, it can go ahead and pull that information in. So let's see. And here we go. So according to the policy, maximum reimbursement policy for meal expenses include breakfast maximum this, lunch this, and that. And that is also the same thing that we see right here. Okay, cool. So now we can see that we can send messages in here and get responses back. So that's one piece. Now the next one is showing you how to actually create channel specific bots. Now there are a few ways to do this. You can either do this by going to the home and creating a bot. Now there are two types of bots you can create in the system. The first type of bot is just a plain ChatGPT bot. I'm going to call this bot Prompty, and we're going to select the ChatGPT style. The ChatGPT bot just simply is a simple bot, doesn't perform anything, just behaves the same way your ChatGPT application would. So I'm just going to give it a few instructions here. You are a helpful assistant. And I'm going to select the channel. Now you have to add your bot to the channel. So in this case, I'm going to select my ChatGPT demo, and I'm going to go ahead and create that bot. Now what happens is that I get a notification here telling me that my bot has now been added to ChatGPT demo. Now to make sure that your bot can actually work in a channel, you need to add the application to the channel. So to do that, you go to integrations, go to add an app, and simply add the PromSQL AI app. Now this means I can now query this app directly from this channel, and all I need to do is just simply mention the bot and ask it any questions. So as an example, I can ask the question, tell me how to write a Python function to calculate the sum of two numbers. Now, very similar to the way your ChatGPT application is going to work, this is exactly how this app is also going to work. So Prompty has responded. It's basically provided us with a way to simply calculate Python function that can calculate two numbers. So you can basically ask any question. The catch here is that you must always mention this. This is just simply because we don't want the bot to interfere with other messages that are going on within the channel. So for you to use the bot, you must mention the bot. So that's for the ChatGPT application type. Now let's create another application type here. So I'm going to go ahead and create a channel, and I'm going to call this channel our expense policy desk. So this channel is going to be a place to ask questions about our expense policy. So we need to add a bot to this, and I'm going to show you a different way to create a bot this time. So first and foremost, I want to just go ahead and invite my bot here. So, we did it the other way by going into integrations. You can also do it by just simply doing an mention, and in Slack, that would allow you to add a bot to your channel. Now, what we're going to do is going to create a new bot using this method. The method is a shortcut method, and we're going to use the create bot shortcut. Okay, so in the bot name here, we're going to be giving the bot name expense help bot. And we're going to select the document bot this time around, and that is going to immediately load. So you just wait for it to load a little bit, and you will see the select document. Now for the select document, you have to select the document that you want to connect. In this case, we're trying to connect the expense reimbursement policy. So that's what we have here. So all I need to do is just simply select this particular one. And then I want to give it a name, an instruction. So you are a helpful bot that answers questions about the expense policy. Okay, so, and then again, I have to select the channel. So in this case, the channel we just created is called the expense policy desk. And I'm going to select that channel and create the bot. Once you do that, you would get a notification again indicating that your bot has been created successfully, and we can go back into the channel, and once again we can engage with the bot. To engage with the bot, all we need to do again is to mention it, and we can ask those questions we were asking before. So let's go back to our document and just make sure we can find an interesting question to ask here. Okay, so let's say let's look at the responsibilities. Let's say what is the chief executive officer responsible for? Explain the responsibilities of the chief executive officer. Okay, so once again, the bot is taking that instruction, is just going to go ahead and search through once it identifies the response, and here's what it's going to say. The chief executive officer is responsible for approving travel expenses for managers and any expenses outside of Toronto. They also delegate approval authority to the appropriate levels and ensure that all individuals covered by the policy are aware of their responsibilities. And if we go back here, I think we can see that this is essentially the same thing, reviewing board member policy and all of that stuff, approving all expenditures, and approves all expenditures of the agency credit. Now this is really cool. So again, I can ask another question. Let's look at another question here that we can ask from this document. So, and this is something that is really, really good. I can say generate, let's do this, say at from circle, generate an email response to a to an employee inquiring about the meals reimbursement policy. So beyond just asking questions, you can also use this to generate documents, generate different types of formats that you can use. So let's see if it's going to generate an email here. Give it some time. So here we see. So here's what I found. So subject, meals reimbursement policy inquiry, dear employee, thank you for reaching out according to our meals policy. And it goes ahead to itemize everything that we have in our meals policy. And this can be very, very useful if you're doing something of that nature. So just wanted to use this to illustrate exactly how you can configure PromptSQL AI Slack application. Thank you.